Yo, what is up, my Shadow Armies? It is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another Kage Tatsuma What If discussion video. So yes, today, this is part 3 of What If Kage was in the Bat-Deku What If by Pickle Deal broadcast video, which I have the link to the playlist down below in the description box. And this was, well, I'm not going to say a donate, well, I mean, it is a donate, by a good friend of mine, 212, who donated $20 for me because, well, I did kind of ask him for it because I need food because I was a hungry bastard. But anyway, so for exchange, I'll do part 3 of this. So basically, we're going to cover up the rest of the sports festival, and then we're going to go straight to the internship, aka the Stain arc, the hero killer arc. And this is something that I've been waiting the most to do, because there's a lot I could go more in depth and discussion in this, and there might be a bit more dialogue to this for Kage and the other characters in this scenario. So basically, we're gonna start on where we last left off, where we get to the final round, the battle tournament, and the 1v1 thing. I won't go over too much because there's a lot I cannot remember, so I'm going to go skip and go straight to the last 4 rounds, where you have 4 each match, and the next one would be the two matches, and the next one will be the final round. So basically, we're going to go over certain things, and the only 2 will be easy to cover is Momo against Tokiyami, which that plays as canon, the actual canon timeline. So Tokiyami won, and the fight between Ida and Todoroki, that plays out as usual as canon. So Todoroki wins, and Ida does leave because of family emergency, because Ingenio got attacked and got injured by the hero killer Stain. And now we get to the fight between Deku versus Uraraka, the student that been trained by Batman. If you guys seen the actual What Ifs, part 3 of What If Deku was Batman, it covered up the fight between Deku and Uraraka, I think. Yeah, it did, because I don't know. Every time I do this, it's like, wait, is that right? I might be wrong, because every time I go back rewatching it, it's like, okay, that's literally what happened. But when I do this, I forget, okay? So, I know it happened, but it didn't, then I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck I was watching then. But yeah, if it did happen, I don't know. I completely forget. I don't have that good memory or whatever. Even though I just got done watching it, I still just cannot fucking remember anything. So, Deku versus Uraraka, since they've been trained by Batman, Deku wins against Uraraka, so that doesn't change the events. And the next one is Kage against Bakugo. So, this is something that will be interested, to say the least. This is something that Kage really want to get his hands on. He really want to put Bakugo in his place so badly. And so basically, how do I put this? I try to come up with some ideas here. Now I'm completely blank at the moment. Fuck. Give me 1 second. Okay, I remember now. So basically, I can see Deku trying to help Bakugo out, but he gets scolded by Bakugo. Because keep this in mind, Kage did won the ribbon course or whatever. Even I can't remember what I did the last part. Even I don't fucking remember. So basically, he sees Kage as his equal and his rival, so he wants to beat Kage in his own way. Oh, that's the biggest mistake that Bakugo would do. And secondly, Kage doesn't consider Bakugo as his equal. He sees him as another power-hungry brat that needs to be put down and needs some manner and respect. So that's what Kage does. Basically piss off Bakugo in a fight. Basically not even throw a hand, throw a punch, just pissing off Bakugo even more. make him pissed off, get his anger out, get his pride and his ego out, get to the better of him, and Bakugo lose by Kage in hand-to-hand combat without using his quirk. So yeah, Bakugo is fucking livid. So yeah, there's that. And so now the last final 2 rounds is Tokoyami versus Todoroki and Kage against Deku. So with Tokoyami against Todoroki, how do I put this? Yeah, Todoroki wins. There's no doubt about that. Todoroki wins. And before the final round begins, Endeavor has tried to convince Kage or Deku to make Todoroki use his fire side, but they rejected him instantly. And Todoroki wants to have a word with Kage privately. So this is something that Kage never expected from Todoroki. So Todoroki does explain about his past, like in the actual canon timeline. Instead of Deku, he tells the Kage, learning about everything that he went through and why he would never use his fire side, and etc., and how he got the scar. Kage is taken aback, lost for word that he might see something in Todoroki. He might feel related. He actually could understand where Todoroki's coming from. Even though their backstory is different, but there's 2 things that they both can relate. They hate their oh my god! They hate their father with a fiery passion, and they never consider their quirks as their own. But Kage, on the other hand, actually learned to accept it that it's his quirk, not his father's. He learned that from his mentor. So he told that to Todoroki, saying that, "You lucky you have a father, even though he is a piece of shit. My father wasn't part of my life when I was born. The only family I had was my mother. Hell, I don't even know what happened to my old man at this point. And secondly, you need to understand one thing. Your quirk is based off half cold, half hot. It's your quirk, your flame, not his. So stop using your ice for once, because sooner or later, that's going to be your downfall and to be the end of your demise. Because you won't last to be your own pro hero if you're going to keep using your ice power. So for once, learn to let it go. Be who you are. Be yourself. Not being a pathetic lapdog, and not let your father get into your dumb head of yours. So learn to ignore him. Learn to let go. And consider that it's your quirk, not his." So Kage just walks away and leaves Todoroki speechless what he's hearing. Like, Kage just dropped the bombshell without, hesitation. And Todoroki actually won. He's kind of pissed about, what he said, and also that, yeah, he's got a point. Even Todoroki has started remembering memories of the past where he wants to be his own hero. He wants to be his own way, and that's what he's going to do. So, the fight between Deku and Kage. Oh boy, okay. We'll talk about a man with a quirk can manipulate shadow. One is quirkless with only gadgets, and also been trained by Batman. Okay. Oof. This might be a toss-up. I can see either way, but the one thing that Kage have is his experience and more of a skillful hand-to-hand combat than Deku. So, yeah. And this is where I've been wanting to do this for quite a bit. Something that had never been mentioned at all is where Kage decided to drop the bombshell to reveal everything about himself. Since he made it this far, he might as well just say it, because he wants the whole world to know. If you guys read the Shadow the Among Us story where Kage actually exposed himself who he is. He actually tells them that he is the vigilante villain killer, the Night Slasher, and everyone around the world, even the people who was watching, are lost for words. Even Kage's mother, Ryuko, aka Ryoko Tatsuma, she doesn't know about it. She's been left in the dark. In the actual story, she learns it earlier at the beginning of the story. But in this, she doesn't. When she hears this, she lost for word. And Kage goes on explaining why he became a vigilante and why he does his role, why he's doing this. And Batman is listening to this, just shaking his head in disbelief and disappointing that he does not want to have Kage to mention him, which sadly Kage does, because he doesn't like hiding secrets. So Kage tells him that one day he was out of vigilante killing a low-level thugs until he was caught by Batman himself, but didn't even bother to take him in a custody or even send him to Tartarus. He let him go, rethinking of his life, etc. That's why Batman decided to take him under his wing, not as his sidekick, but keep an eye on him for not doing any vigilantes. Oh, Batman's gonna have a lot of questions, and he's gonna have to deal with Kage's mother, the number 9 hero. Oh, that's gonna be bad. So, Kage goes on explaining about there is one night that haunts him to this day that he never get a chance to sleep. He tells him that he actually saved a young girl's life because she was captured and kidnapped by a pro-hero sidekick. And everyone are lost for word that there's no way, and he tells them more details. That when he followed the sound of a little girl screaming and crying for help, crying for any pro-heroes to save her, but no one did. So Kage came in and investigates the problem. The pro-hero sidekick was about to rape the child. Everyone felt horrified and disgusted by this. So when Kage saw this, he decided to save the little girl, use his shadow manipulation to create a bunch of clones to kill the pro-hero sidekick, only leave a head and a spike on a pole. And everyone felt even more disgusted at how far Kage will go killing people if they go for that limit. Basically telling them saying that if anyone try to do something to the kid or any children in general, like kidnapping, raping, or murdering, they deserve to die. And speaking of death, Kage brings up why he's become a vigilante, telling them that how many more men and women and children and elder have to die, have to suffer, while all these pro heroes just standing around doing nothing, always capturing villains, lock them up, they're gonna break out again, causing more chaos and destruction, causing more innocent life, while they're just standing around being all famous and glory. Think about men and think about money and fame and glory and women, but not think about life. That's not what a true hero is. The true hero needs to think about the people, because the people comes first than anything else. That is why he considers some of these heroes as fake. Only fake heroes only care about themselves, money, fame, glory, men, and women. That's all they care about. And Kage is the only one who are able to do anything in his power to do what he believes is right and wrong. Even he has to break the rules, then so be it. Because he is tired of this cat and mouse bullshit. He wants to break the cycle. Even he has to kill both heroes and villains to end the cycle, then so be it. He will do it if he needs to, even his odds against his favor. So he wants to break the cycle of all because he is tired of everything, tired of the chaos and destruction around him. And he doesn't see any second chance or redemption for the villains. They deserve death than mercy. Basically saying there are fates worse than death. And basically telling them about the USJ incident, why they came to kill All Might. Basically, this is what he had in mind. In theory, that the reason why they want to kill All Might, they believe that the hero society is broken all because of All Might. So they want to kill him because he's the reason why the society is broken. Which Kage will debunk that instantly. He will tell them that the hero society is broken because of everyone is in it. Both heroes, civilians, and villains. Because these people consider these heroes as gods that they can do no wrong or make no mistake of their action or anything at all. And there was something else that I said that I wrote for Kage. Give me 1 second. Okay, I remember now. So basically, he said, if someone that needed that always ally with the hero too much handle the problems. Basically telling them that someday, sooner or later, the civilians will take the situation in their own hands without hero license and without pros heroes' help. Because they are too lazy, too arrogant, live in a fantasy world, rely on the heroes too damn much, but soon it will be their downfall. Basically saying that we are the problem, that society is broken, that the society needs to change its ways. So, yeah. And this brings up a lot of people divided on what Kage is saying is true, or some people actually agree with Kage. Some of them don't. Even the villains are taken aback. Even Shigaraki. Hell, even All For One is listening behind the scenes since no one knows who the fuck he is, except All Might. Even they are taken aback of Kage's words. That, yeah, he's not wrong. That the society is broken because of everyone. So, yeah. And Deku is lost for words on everything that has transpired. So the fight continues between Kage and Deku. The fight became a brutal, no holding back. Basically, Kage is not holding back. He is tempted to win. And sadly, again, since Kage has a lot more experience and a lot more skillful hand-to-hand combat than Deku, yeah, Kage wins against Deku. So now reached the final round. Kage against Todoroki. Now, this is... Okay, how do I put this? I would say the fight will be similar to Bakugo against Todoroki, but Todoroki actually uses fire sign, but not try to injure people or injured Kage. So yeah, there's that. But how the fight goes, even though Kage has the experience and skillful hand-to-hand combat, but when it comes to raw power and powerful quirk, Todoroki has that edge. So, yeah, Todoroki wins. Don't get me wrong, Kage would put up a fight for Todoroki, but Todoroki would win against Kage. So, after Todoroki won the final round, Todoroki became the number 1, Kage became the number 2, Deku being number 3. If you guys want to know the rest, Tokiyami is at number 4, Uraraka number 5, Ida number 6, and Bakugo being the number 7, behind Deku yet again, which this does really piss off Bakugo so much that he lost to a vigilante, and he is livid by this. And before everyone calls it a day, and Kage and Deku have their talk about, Deku understands where Kage is coming from, but there's something that he needs to know about what it means to be a vigilante. Like, is that, at the end of the day, is that what we really wanted, right? We don't carry the burden of justice by ourselves. We don't want to feel powerless, angry, and broken. We don't want to hide behind the mask. We don't want it to be alone, for ultimately that is what vigilante truly represent. They reflecting the past of us that is contradictorily facing with the world that doesn't make a sense, that always to be spinning out of the control. The part of us is within injustice again and again, and leave us fended for ourselves. There are part of us that wants to step up and say no. And this can be a powerful driving force for action, and some cause is an unnecessary one. But we cannot force the world into making sense. We cannot find peace by ourselves. We cannot make ourselves whole and our own. Everyone has their own price, and people have learned that, and you are no exception. And this does kind of hit Kage a bit, but yeah, he's not wrong. So yeah. So basically, after the school, and now it's time for people picking up a hero name before they go to their internship. Their internship, whatever. So basically, pick up their hero name like canon. Well, except Deku or Raka, they name themselves as Batman and Batgirl, which is kind of fucking annoying for Kage. And Kage decided to name himself just Ronin. Just Ronin. That's it. That's literally his hero name, Ronin. He doesn't like being called the Night Slasher because that was given by the people and the police. So he decided to give himself a new name, call himself Ronin. And so basically, everyone goes to their internship, but usually Kage was gonna go to Eshan, but that doesn't happen because in the actual story, The Shadow Among Us, Kage does go to Eshan, but in this scenario, he doesn't. He goes to Batman, and Batman was busy after the sports festival, after dealing with the press conference, etc., being questioned, and dealing with the arguments with Cage's mother. And oh boy, Bruce is not fucking happy. He's not fucking happy. So he has not said a word to Kage ever since. And there's a time where Kage does get yelled at by his mother and also got worried. So basically a mix of worry, concern, and disappointing in Ryuko's face about her son doing what he's done in the past. So yeah, there's that. So basically, Batman telling both the other Batman, Batgirl, and Ronin that they're gonna go to Hosu City to go on investigate on something, which they do until Batman dropped the bombshell that they are investigating and hunting down by the hero killer Stain, which this caught Kage by surprise and taken aback. They're hunting down his former mentor. Oh shit. And Kage is wondering, does Batman knows about his past of being the Deadly Alliance with Stain in the past? And knowing Batman, he pretty much knows, but not say anything because, yeah. So basically, they're going to split up and cover more grounds. Where Batman goes to investigate someone else, well, the three of them stay here and do not engage Stain. If they see Stain, contact him immediately, which Batman gives Kage a stern look, do not engage at all. And this does felt a chill down a Cage's spine. Like, ugh. Yeah, he meant that shit. Literally, he is pissed at Kage. And sooner or later, they came across Stain and see the hero native, and they see someone else. They see Ida injured, and they're wondering why is he here. Then they notice why. They heard the news about Ingenium that was injured, and Ingenium is Ida's older brother. Oh, he was seeking revenge against Stain, and Deku wants to go down there and save Ida, but Kage stops him, tells him that he will deal Stain alone, because this is personal for him, and he doesn't care what Batman says. If them two want to help, get Ida and Native out of here. He will deal Stain alone, and after they get both of them out of there, contact Batman immediately. So basically, like a distraction, so to speak. So basically, Deku wants to go against to this, but Kage already jumped down, blocking the attack by being killed. Well, can't speak. So Deku, oh my god, I'm gonna get the name mixed up now. Kage blocks Stain attack for about to kill Ida with his bare arm, thanks to the wrist armor gauntlet that Batman gave him to block the attack for being killed. Stain is taken aback, recognized the eye, seeing his former apprentice, Kage. And even Ida lost for words seeing him. He said, "Tatsuma, get out of here. This is not your battle." Which Kage tells him to shut up. And Deku and Uraraka comes down, grab Ida and Nader, then they just leave. Ida is arguing that he wants to stay and fight. He needs to kill Stain for what he has done to his brother. Which they don't listen. They take him away, and they contact Batman immediately, telling him the situation at hand. And the fight between Kage and Stain fought. And Stain is, for one, he's happy to see his former mentor, his former apprentice. And also he saw the sports festival and saw the news and everything on media about what Kage has said and exposed the whole world about his point of view about the Hero Society. That see how far that his former apprentice have grown and actually finally did something that Stain could have done. Could never did. So basically, this is his final lesson. To face his former master to the death. No holding back, no holds bar, no interfering. So the fight between Kage and Stain became a bloody, brutal, bloodbath fight. Both of them are evenly matched, both skillful in hand-to-hand combat and weaponry, and able to keep up each other's speed. And the fight was brutal and intense until they came to one final clash and one final blow. Kage instantly kills Stain in a 1v1 fight. As Stain dies, consider Kage to be the only true hero next to All Might. So Stain is dead. When Batman saw this, he is livid, scolding Kage for killing Stain in cold blood. And they were supposed to take him in. So Kage just snaps back at Batman that this is none of your goddamn business, Bruce. This is my battle, my personal. You will never understand because, oh wait, you would understand because you have done your research that I was his apprentice. You noticed. You led me here so I could face him, so you could come back and deal with him. So don't even try to mess with me, Bruce, or you want to get this hands. And both of them stare at each other face to face. Yeah, they both have beef. They want nothing to deal with each other. So basically, Batman and Kage are scolded at each other, going neck to neck. Deku did get scolded a little for, not engage. Even though they didn't engage, but they managed to save Native and Ida, and until Batman dropped the bombshell about Deku wants to be like All Might, not letting people die, doing the right thing, yada yada yada. But Batman tells Deku that he is not All Might, he never will be. You're just a kid, you need to be your own. And basically snap about like All Might and Clark are basically just a god amongst humanity, and you're not like them. You're not All Might. You're your own person, basically. And both of them were about to leave until Deku asked Batman this question. Even Kage asked this to himself. Who is Clark? And that is where I'm going to end this part. So the next part will be the last part for now. So, yeah. That has basically happened. So basically in this scenario, Stains died, and Kage gets the scold instead of Deku, and Todoroki became the number 1 for the sports festival, Deku being number 3, Kage being the number 2, and Kage exposed himself to the world about his view and his past to the whole world, and the world are now divided of Kage's side. Like, some people agree with him, some that disagree with him. Yeah, the dividing, so to speak, breaks apart. So yeah, basically now Kage is getting a lot of attention because of his view of the Hero Society. So yeah, that's basically it. And I know I've been rambling and talking so fast because this is something I really want to go in depth to it so much. So yeah. And yeah, so Batman and Kage, they never see eye to eye, like at all. So yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. If you guys want your videos done and requests done for you, links to my Cash App will be down below the description box. Feel free to donate if you guys wanted to, or you guys just want to donate to support the channel. Feel free, because that will help out me and a lot for my channel and for myself included. And links to my other social media, my other channel, and my Discord server will be down below the description box if you guys want to join the Shadow Legion in my Discord server. That will be down below the description box. So yeah, again, like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channel, my social media, my Discord server, and my Cash will be down below the description box. You guys know the drill. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Yeah, before Shadow Critias, I'll see you guys later.